Hello again, my name is Ben. Here I'm today at the Muck Showcase. Here with me this time is Walker. I haven't found out a name for it yet. Like I've gone to like 50 different AT something versions. So for this we'll call it the Heavy Scout Walker, all-terrain heavy Scout Walker. Why not? Whatever. But here it is. It's just my own little creation. So I guess you can see some inspiration from that one Clone Trooper battle pack from like 2007 or 8 with the two pilots and the guns on the side and the one gun and like the gun in the front. There's two here, but whatever. But you can see some of that inspiration there. But well, here it is. Size comparison with a minifigure. There you go. It's fairly tall. Let's see, little. I wouldn't say it's one of my larger creations, but it's fairly tall. Width and height and lengthwise, it's all right. But there it is. Starting off with the construction, starting off with the legs as always, and with the feet. Here they're just on some 2x6s. On each side they're just mirrored, so yeah. It's one side, you'll see a 1x4 here, and then just a 1x2 in trans red. And it's just a metallic stud on the top, and just like these like angled like slope pieces. I don't really know what they're called. And then like some of these tiled like stair pieces, I don't know what they're called. And they're just attached on some hinges here. And the lower leg here, it's using some of these like 1x2 pieces with the 1x4s on the sides, so it can like have more bulk and just more detail. And just a simple 1x4 tile in dark gray here. So 1x2s and just some on the 1x2 dark gray tiles for just some more coverage. Upper legs are built fairly similarly, using some of these inverted slope sort of pieces. And you know, they're all just attached by hinges, so yeah, for stability and whatnot. And on the sides here, you'll just see a jumper plate and some grills as always, some more metallic studs, yada yada. It's fairly simple, I'd say, but it gets the job done in just creating a small, simple walker. The waist here is fairly basic, just using some pieces, attach the hinges, having one of these like rotating pieces here to give it just 360-degree motion. And you'll just see some more trans red here to give it some more of an accent and give it more like a threatening presence, I guess. The head here is where a lot of stuff's going on. The front of it here, using some more of these like sloping pieces, just have some more tiles. And this main gun here, which can sort of move up and down a little bit. See some more translucent red 1x2s there, sort of give a threatening presence. Like if you look kind of like there, you probably can't see it the best, but it almost kind of simulates the appearance of a face. See a little bitty tiny eyes here. But yeah, that was kind of unintentional on my part. But here, the main front blasters here are basically just simple light cannons for just simple infantry targets. So they're just using the flick fire missiles, just inverted, I guess. Top here, using some of these like wing sort of pieces in light gray, just some tiles and some slopes. The sides here are basically the same. See just a little winglet piece up here. Some more simple plates here, just making up more of the structure. Whoops. And just some more tiles just for detail. See some grills, some more tiles. And just a lot more trans red here. And here you'll just see some of these round dishes and all just attached to the cannon. So 2 cannons, which are, I'd say, more like heavy duty cannons for like larger like anti tank or whatever. So they can move up and down all the way here. So it's fairly decent range on them. See some of these like R5 astromech droid heads on the sides for just more detail on the back and just a stud. The barrel here uses one of those shorter antenna pieces with just like a cylinder and a pin for just adding on detail, I guess. Same on each side. The back here is just some more dish pieces for something, I don't know. The cockpit area, I guess the intention, what I was trying to do, like you'd probably think that it's fairly exposed. So what I'd like to say is that it's like ray shielded, so the pilots don't get instantly murdered the second they're on the battlefield. And yeah, that's what I got. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along. But the interior here, really not much going on. Just take out these minifigures. I just used some flame troopers for the pilots. The plan was to use the ATM6 drivers, but I only had one of them, but whatever. In here, you really won't find much, just the areas where the pilots sit, some simple control panels, and these here, which are supposed to be the weapons for the pilots. Kind of those older styled bullhorn pieces with a stud attached on the end. Why? Because I thought it was a good idea. I don't know. And even if I'm not using them, they kind of make some small, simple details inside the Walker. But yeah, that's kind of it for it. Really not much to go over. It's fairly simply designed. Got some basic techniques, you know, trying to get it nice and smooth. It's fairly decent design, which I, like quite a bit. I mentioned the inspiration from the one Clone Walker from the Battle Pack from like 2008 or 6, 7 or whatever. That was mainly the main influence with the sort of the similar features. But yeah, that's kind of it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm still not really sure what I'll do next week, like I've said before and keep mentioning frequently. Still sort of in a creative drought since, building all these is quite draining. Like, I've already had 40, so yeah. But, oh well, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll stay tuned for next Wednesday with my next creation or whatever I do. But until then, goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed.